In this video, I'm going to be reviewing Puma's Deviate Nitro Elite 2. Before we get into the review though, watch this. Okay. My name is Aubrey. I'm a very average runner, simply trying to be less average by the day. As at the time of recording this, you guys have given me 2,222 subscribers, so thank you very much. Before I start with this review, I want to mention one very important thing. You see, this shoe is 175 pounds. Now, I've been banging on about prices of running shoes. I just want to say before we start, Puma, thank you very much for giving us a carbon-plated, high-performance race day shoe at 175 pounds. You already get a big point from me, but let's start the review. All right, so the three things you need to know about the shoe. The weight. I wear a size 9.5 UK, and it weighed in at 236 grams. In terms of the price, we've just talked about it, 175 pounds straight from the Puma website. In terms of the stack height, 36 mil at the back, 28 at the front, being an 8 mil drop. And that was the same in the first version of this shoe. But for some reason, it's gone heavier. Okay, let's now review the shoe. Normal conversation, starting from the top and working our way down. The heel. I had no problems, no heel slips or anything like that. And I think that's owing to two things. One, at the very top and the liner, it's very minimal, but once you get your laces down, my heel wasn't going anywhere. But there's actually a padding inside there that locks your foot down and gives you a very secure feeling. I love that Puma. Next up is the lacing system. Starting with the laces themselves, flat profile, high performance look. I actually like the feel of it. They've got a texture to them. That's a very nice, soft, almost velvety, but not quite. And then the lacing system in terms of the holes, nothing special, and that's always a good thing. As I always say, they've managed to put holes in, the laces go through the holes, and then those holes are reinforced. You can see from the edging, it's a thicker lining. I absolutely love that. Let's move on to the tongue. We were ticking all boxes until then. The tongue is not gusseted. For some, it's not a big deal. For me personally, I'll always prefer a gusseted tongue. The second thing is the feel of the tongue. It's one of those slim ones, and it feels very highly engineered, very well put together. I can't fault it. One good thing about it, I like that extra hole at the top. The laces crisscross against each other. That's always a nice touch. No problems there. Okay, next up, let's talk about the upper. Aesthetics as well as performance. In terms of the look, it's got this ombre finishing to it where one color fades into another. And I absolutely love that. I don't have that in any of my shoes. So that's a unique touch. Well done, Puma. I also love the exaggerated Puma logo in the front, the animal logo, as well as the normal stripy, curvy thing we see. That's a nice touch. It's very distinctive, and I like the look of that. In terms of performance, there's these things, power tape, on the inside of the foot. It adds a bit more of a firmer hold to your foot, and I felt it during the run. The other thing, perforations. We always look for that to judge whether a shoe is breathable, and they've done a very good job in doing that. In terms of the toe box, I've got no complaints. It fit very well, true to size, and I've got enough room for my foot, even as I was doing my speed work. With this being a race day shoe, the midsole will always be the star of the show. Four things to call out there. In the inside of the shoe, you've got that, which is the inside lining, nothing special to talk about. And then in the midsole, 3 layers. You've got 2 layers of nitrogen-infused Puma foams, and they sandwich a carbon plate that runs through the middle. It's a full-length carbon plate, giving you 2 things. Good propulsion, a good return of energy, and you know what? For 175 pounds, this is excellent comfort. Well cushioned, well done, Puma. The one thing that any reviewer has to give credit to this shoe for is its outsole. This is one of the most high traction, gripping outsoles I've seen in any road running shoes, not only just race day ones, but any general. Even though the midsole makes an appearance on the underside, the way Puma has placed this Puma Grip outsole, it protects that very well. And that is what we want to see in terms of protecting the shoe for durability and resilience. Puma, I'm loving what you're doing. My review of the shoe has been very positive up until now, but there are a few things that I think could have been done better. But it has to be taken in the context that this is £175, the same price that you could get a gel Nimbus for, and the gel Nimbus certainly can't do what the shoe does. It's that fairness you have to put to it. So the first thing is the cushioning. For a race day shoe, I would probably leave this to be 5-10K. I wouldn't use this for a half marathon to full marathon because that stack height we talked about limits how well cushioned this shoe can be. And I know it's not a big deal to you, but the tongue not being gusseted, come on Puma, bro. Sort that out, bro. Okay, for the final part of the review, it's a highly technical process which I call the Tesco Test. For those of you watching in the States, this is like Walmart, Target kind of job. Whereas here in the UK, it's Tesco, Morrison's, Asda, that kind of job. Would you wear this shoe doing everyday stuff? And I have to tell you, yes, I would. This shoe looks amazing. In fact, I've never owned a Puma shoe before, ever. This is the first time me owning a Puma shoe, and I have to say, that's a really cool look. In fact, here's a picture of me going into Morrison's, another picture, and oh yeah, I even wore this on my school run going to pick up my son from school. And I have to say, it was a strong look. Okay, that's another review done. I actually enjoyed this one. This was a fun review. Thank you very much for checking it out. If you're active on Instagram, please do find me. It would be good to connect with you. And I promise you, I don't ever leave any comments ignored. I always respond to all the comments here on YouTube, as well as on my Instagram. I look forward to catching up with you. Do consider subscribing. It would mean a lot to me. I'll see you on the next one. Let me sort out dinner for everyone. All right.